going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Oh, that's right. We got the West Virginia hat out, so people can freak out when we're like, were there any Vikings who went to the University of West Virginia? And then it was like, Randy Moss. No, not from West Virginia. Went to University of West Virginia. We got a lot of Darius Renards. We got a lot of Darryl Tallies. It's going to be good. Also, Hostetler. I think Hostetler's with the Vikings for like a second. Maybe it's just the Raiders. Who knows? Raiders and the Giants. Anyways, Q&A. Let's fire it up. Zion Butero, what do you think of the uniform schedule this year? IMO, love the standard home aways, but always love to see the alts more than once or twice a year. So for the alternates, the Bud jerseys, the throwbacks with the gray face masks, they'll be week 2 at home opener against the Falcons. Jared Allen, Hall of Fame celebration night as well, and then week 18 against the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers. The Winter Warrior outfits, of course, are going to be Christmas night against the Lions at home, all that stuff. Now, I like the alternates, but I like because their rarity keeps them popular, right? But 2 or 3 times a year, I wouldn't be mad. So 3 times with the Buds, 3 times with the Winter Warriors. Well, I think the problem was calling it the Winter Warrior because if you use them in September, that seems kind of weird. But I mean, you can't really call them the all whites. The Blancos kits. Yeah. Also, I love Blanca from Street Fighter. That's it. But at a certain point, you start watering down your current uniforms. Right. So if you had 3-3-6, so only 11 games in the current home and aways. I don't know. But I will say this, like week 8 against the Chargers, they're going to be wearing the all navy. If the Vikings would have wore the all white, I wouldn't have been mad. That would have been so good. Anyways, next. Kirk Lair. Why does the same group that ranks multiple skill positions on the Vikings in the top 10 then rank the Vikings last or second last in NFC North? Packers don't have anything that suggests they'll make the playoffs this year yet. For some reason, they are consistently ranked higher than the Vikings. All my money's on the Pack going 5-12 or worse. So I got a couple of jelly bean wagers out there that the Packers finish last in the North. I think they might get bailed out by the Bears, but it's going to be close. Also, I don't know, it is weird where you see these top 10 rankings, whether it's ESPN, NFL Network, Fox, whatever, but then they're like, oh, the Vikings finished 3rd or 4th in division. Whereas the Packers, it's like they have none of those, and they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But it's okay. It's one of those things that do not make sense on its face, and it's more because the national media has this subconscious mandate to downgrade the Vikings, but individual players are like, oh, he's good. Altogether, bad. Okay. Connor Billybone. How is the offensive line depth looking? The starting 5 are golden, but who's riding the pine? So with Darisaw not doing team drills as of yet, when Will Fries was out during OTAs, it was Justin School taking the left tackle spot, and then Blake Brandel was at right guard, and then the rest of it was Jackson left guard, Ryan Kelly center, Brian O'Neill, of course, right tackle. When they're healthy, the starting 5 will be the starting 5, right? As well as, Will Fries is back doing team drills, so he's in there. Interesting to note, Justin School is still at left tackle, so obviously they'll have a lot of confidence in him being the swing tackle. But also, Kevin O'Connell talked about Brandel potentially competing with Jackson. It'll be a sham competition. Jackson's winning, but also seeing Brandel back up 3 spots. So the 3rd spot is probably implied that it's Darisaw's spot at left tackle. So you could see Brandel basically all over the place, right? And I would like to keep him. I know that he's got $1.65 million guaranteed on his base. Maybe they strip it down to that. Maybe some incentives in there. Either way, I would pay to have a competent swing offensive lineman as a backup. Because remember, Brandel was solid last year before Darisaw got hurt. So it's hard to parse that out when Cam Robinson was just tossed in there, right? But Brandel, School is going to be in that mix. I believe in Walter Rouse. I think the team does too. They're flirting with him, kicking inside the guard. Jurgens could be the heir apparent at guard. Logan Brown's going to be a stud as well. And I think Henry Bird they like. So we'll see. Honestly, I feel like depth is going to be important for the Vikings. Knocking down all the wood. But also I think there's going to be a lot of quality there as well. So we're going to be good to go. Next, Right, man. Do you think Kevin O'Connell and Flo will adjust and get better at at calling plays and schemes this season, knowing how tougher our schedule is and how last year ended with Darnold? I don't think they'll be like, well, I got to call better plays because we play the Eagles versus the Titans this year. But I think what it'll be is just a natural progression. Year 3 of Flores with this group, year 4 with Kevin O'Connell as head coach, and growing and showing, developing, and all that stuff. Plus, to a degree, you may see more aggressiveness out of both sides of the ball. Like you don't need to tell Flores to be aggressive, but O'Connell likes to send it downtown Julie Brown. Like the ADOT of O'Connell's quarterbacks is always top 5 in the NFL at minimum. And now with a amped up running game, like I feel like a lot of things are going to be open. And the Vikings, famously like 2022, Kevin O'Connell winning all those 1-score games. I feel like now he has the tools and the offense to really put his foot on the gas, and the Vikings can go after it. Plus, having the running game where he can run a 4-minute offense, grind clock, and get positive yardage, put one in the end zone, I kind of like it. So I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with schedule, but I think it has something to do with learning on the job as well as having the tools to do it. And also, Flores, you can blitz still, even though you can get home with 4. It's going to be good. Lastly, speaking of Flores, bet at Durham Klein, what teams could be looking at Flores next year? So I have 3 that could be open. So Gannon with the Cardinals, I feel like has to do something this year. It's an Esther get off the pot situation. The Giants and Daboll's going to be fired. All right, and we've talked about that Flores would be a great fit in New York with all the defensive weapons. Sexy Dexy, Carter, Thibodeau, Burns, whatnot. That'd be good. Plus Flores is from New York City, so the prodigal son comes home. It'd be good. Also, it would add more rivalry to the New York-Boston thing. Also, I feel like the Bengals, if Zach Taylor can't get anything done offensively, which they should be able to, but their offensive line is bad. It's ultimate free roll because defensively, especially if they don't deal with Hendrickson, like the cupboard's going to be bare. But I feel like Flores has learned a lot from Kevin O'Connell, the way to deal with quarterbacks. Maybe it would be better relationship with Burrow than Tua. But I feel like he would be the guy in that spot. And a dark horse one is that what if Rodgers and the Steelers just fall on their face, right? A lot of spoiled Steelers fans have been trying to get rid of Tomlin for a long time, right? And generally, Steelers ownership is very patient with their head coaches. Like they've had 3 head coaches, Noel, Cowher, and Tomlin since 1969 or something like that. And with Flo, obviously he spent a year on staff as like linebackers coach with the Steelers in between the Dolphins and the Vikings. I think as long as it doesn't affect his and Tomlin's relationship, I feel like that could be a spot. That could be a weird spot. That could be a quick opening. And Flores, I feel like, would be welcomed in Steel City. Plus, relationship with the quarterbacks, working things out. They'll draft a QB and go from there. So I'd say like the ultimate wild card would be the Steelers. I think that'd be a good spot for him. But obviously, selfishly, maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe he just gets paid $10 million to be our D coordinator for year 4 and 5. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that's it. That's at Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best to do. Skol production value.